Alrighty, we're back with another Strixhaven draft on Magic Arena. We had two fantastic 7-win decks over our last two, and then we decided to get in another one last night while the thunderstorms were still going on. First picked two red rares in a row, pack one, and ended up being pushed towards Lorehold, where we had a 2-3 deck because Lorehold's not that great, and we just didn't get any good removal in Lorehold. It was a trap, and I need to watch it back. Maybe we could have gone Prismari instead. I think Prismari is so much better than Lorehold that I would be willing to try to force my way that direction. And I wanted to try Lorehold. We had a Venerable War Singer in that deck, we had a Plarg, we had an Urza's Rage, but we just didn't get like heated debates. We had 2 Pigment Storm, but it wasn't enough. We were like trying to be aggressive, but then our removal was 5 drops, and it just didn't pan out. Hey, Cryptic, what's up? Workout time, but yeah, you're watching, I appreciate it. Enjoy the workout. I got mine in earlier today. I got my ass kicked, so I feel you there. It feels good though. I felt really good to get a good workout in today. I have personally lost 47 pounds since last March, so feels really good. I got pretty fat for a while. Yeah, squatting. Love it now, hate it tomorrow. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a good journey for me. I hadn't really worked out very well at all since high school. And I guess the 4th of July last year, I said, this is stupid. I'm going to be a better human and start working out. And it really worked out well for me. All right, we have an Elite Spellbinder. That's probably the pick. I like Elite Spellbinder. Infuriate's not a card I'm first picking. Spellbinder's just good. Probably Overgrown Arch is the card in this pack that we're going with if there's no Spellbinder, and then there's like an Inkling Summoning that if it was a really bad pack I'm taking. But 3/1 flyer for 3, it basically screws with your opponent's curve. So it doesn't thought seize them, but if you're aggressive enough it does. So we're going to take that, be happy with it. We're probably trying to be Silverquill again. But we'll see. This pack's a little harder. Daemogoth Titan doesn't seem like a card I want to play in Silverquill, quad black. It's not really a card I want to play in general. Problem here is there's nothing that we really want to play in that deck. I think I'm actually taking Aether Helix or Fractal Summoning, and we're not marrying this pick because there's nothing here that is good enough to be picked here. This is hard. I've been really impressed with Aether Helix, but I also like the first I'm going to take Aether Helix because I think the card is that solid. And we'll just see. Campus is the other pick, but like I'm just not that on board with taking it that early. We're going to closing statement here, though, and try to go back that direction. So yeah, maybe it was the Campus, knowing now that we've... Yeah, Summoning keeps us open on Prismari. We could have gone into like 3-color or like, yeah, just Prismari in general. Okay, so nobody wants the Elemental Expressionist. I don't think I want it here either, unfortunately. There is an Overgrown Arch still in this pack, too. It's probably just Spirit Summoning here, or like a Silverquill Pledge Mage. What do you guys think? Elemental Expressionist might be worth just speccing on, though, because like maybe we are going with this Aether Helix. Well, we're not missing out on anything. Expressionist is solid. The Silver Pledge Mage? Yeah, I mean, that puts us into being like more aggressive. I kind of like the Pledge Mage. The summoning is good too. We don't have any learn cards yet, but that part doesn't matter nearly as much. I've been impressed with Silverquill Pledge Mage though. we'll snap off a flunk here. I think we moved into the right direction. Was that fifth pick flunk makes me feel like, yeah, green looked like it was possibly open too, but flunk is just too good. Yeah, nice flunk, wheel and owl. I think that's exactly what I'm looking at here too, and we get a humiliate here. I think I like taking the Aether Helix, staying open, pick 2. Get those squats on. Hey, Mr. Skull, what's up? Or Mystical. Mystical. I gotta get that right. I want to put a K in there again. Pillar Drop versus Leech Fanatic versus Go Blank. I actually have been pretty impressed with Go Blank. But a Leech Fanatic is a good aggressive creature. I'm not sure which way we should go here. I'm between like Go Blank, Pillar Drop, Leech Fanatic, Spirit. So the Pillar Drop. Yeah. I've been pretty happy with it. If we get some Professor of Symbologies eventually, we'll be really happy we have that card in our pile. Ew, this might just be a cram session. None of these other cards really fit what we're doing. We could snag. Yeah, I think it's cram. Elemental Summoning, if we thought we were going anywhere near either of those colors, it's a really good pickup here, but not for us. So we'll just take a cram. Oh, part of me thinks it's Zephyr Boots here, actually. I've been unimpressed with Spiteful Squad, and just a little bit more reach and card draw in this deck doesn't sound terrible. Recurring Spellbinder. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That is a very good point. Our Pillar Drop Rescuer will grab our Spellbinder back. I'm going to try the boots. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, and the other card there has underperformed, in my opinion. Leech Fanatic's an easy little pickup here for our 2-drop slot. I'm going to grab an Arcane Subtraction because it's a learn card and then somebody else doesn't get it. We're not playing anything here. I'll grab Essence Infusion just because it's a black card. Arrogant Poet's a really sweet wheel that late. This card is awful, but we're going to grab it so that nobody else thinks black is open. I would say we kind of got cut off of white a little bit. So if we end up, oof. Yeah, so let's see. Rowan is like pretty solid, but it doesn't do anything here. There is the Expel in this pack. I think it's underperformed for me. Part of me is even considering an Expanded Anatomy here because Expel has just kind of underperformed. It would be our 3rd removal spell right now, which is pretty good to have. But I don't mind having the first copy. This would be our first lesson, too. I think we can pick up one of these easier than we can pick up an Expanded Anatomy. Take the play. You know, that's probably a good point. Like, what if we get some red signals or get some stuff pushed here? Yeah, let's spec on Rowan. I would try to get that in there. Like, here's a Lightning Bolt, but we're taking Baleful Mastery. Baleful Mastery, even better than Mage Hunter's Onslaught. So we're really, really happy to pick that up here. We definitely think the player to our left is not black because there's no way you pass this. Even just random late Lorehold campuses would be great. Yeah, exactly. We could splash a Rowan. I'm going to leave it in the deck for now. Yeah, splashing Rowan is probably worth it. You get to just like do a damage, and then if you can keep it on the board, you can start copying spells and just doing stupid things. Here we get past a 3rd pick, Poet's Quill. Do you guys think that's the pick? Or should we take Lash of Malice? I'm totally joking. Poet's Quill has been really, really good in every deck I've had it in. We're taking our... This is our 3rd Silverquill rare in the set. So Feels pretty good so far. We only have 2-drop creatures right now. We need a little help there, and we have no lessons, I don't think. No lessons. So that's what we're looking for. Removal, we're already sitting with a Flunk, a Baleful Mastery, and a Closing Statement. That'll get us there. We're going to take another Closing Statement. If Closing Statement isn't in the pack, I think it's reduced to memory, but I would rather play a Closing Statement than a reduced to memory, so that's the pick. Wow, Tenured Inkcaster has been fine in a lot of decks I've seen. Fine to good, depending on how many +1/+1 counter synergies you have. I think we maybe need to pick up the first Inkling Summoning here, though. Yeah, Kev's on the same page with me there. I think it's just a 5-drop creature with what we have here I'm not as happy with as just getting this first lesson in the board. So we have an Ephemerate, a Silverquill Pledge Mage, and a Silverquill Campus. I don't think we have an Elite Spellbinder that Ephemerate's kind of cool with. Or we have a Pledge Mage or a Campus here. I do value the Campuses fairly highly, but I also like Silverquill Pledge Mage. Yeah, I think it's just the Pledge Mage here. The Campus is probably my next consideration. I don't think Ephemerate to be able to bounce 1 or 2 creatures without Pillar Drop Rescuer too, but let's get our creature on since we've got the Poet's Quill and we just need to get some dudes. Now I will take the Campus though, because I think that's better than a second Pillar Drop Rescuer. Pillar Drop's good. We're continuing to put some creatures in the deck that I would like to Pillar Drop back, but Silverquill Campus here is a great pickup. That late game Scry has been really, really powerful in my opinion. Decks that don't have one versus decks that do. Alright, so now we have to decide, is Study Break better than just an Environmental Sciences in our board? We have 2 cards that say Learn on them so far. We want to be aggressive enough for Study Break to matter, but Environmental Sciences is nice to have too. I actually think I can pick up a Study Break later easier than I can pick up an Environmental, so I'm going to grab the Environmental. Yeah, I think Science 2 gives us that splash ability, absolutely. We'll grab a Revitalize here. It's playable. Burying books this late is criminal. That card shouldn't be here, but we're way past being blue. So we'll Revitalize, making our Pledge Mages fly is good enough. We'll take an Intro to Prophecy over a Novice Dissector on this pick. I haven't been impressed with Dissector. The ability only being sorcery speed is really detrimental to its ability to actually matter. I might play an Exhilarating Elocution in this deck. If we can get enough low drops in pack 3, the card gets better. We'll play a Defiant Strike. Just another cantrip. I like Unwilling Ingredient here with the Poet's Quill and just trying to be a little more aggressive. We'll take the Groff over a Befuddler, and Teach by Example goes to the board. Yeah, we're going to take another really good Silverquill Rare with our 3rd pack pick here. Sheldine of Radiance. If we can flood the board is awesome. Embrose of Shadow. Yeah, this is good rare opening. Now we'll just hope we can put the pieces in around it. If we didn't have this in the pack, I think Hunt for Specimens is the pick here. I want a little more Learn in the deck, but that card's way too good to pass. Don't think Dark Ritual is the pick. Now I have to make a decision whether I think Environmental Sciences, Inkling Summoning, Introduction to Prophecy is a good enough Learn board, and I don't think I can take a Leech Fanatic over Reduce. Reduce is just the pick. Let's say Leech Fanatic was a better 2-drop. Like if it was Professor, I'd be on the 2-drop to kind of help out our creatures, because we're at 8 creatures right now. Dark Writ, I haven't been impressed with it in draft. It feels like it should be good, but, I mean, we're like... Yeah, I don't have an Annihilation yet either, so Reduce to Memory. I've been impressed with Reduce, too, especially if you have enough flyers. We just have a Shale and an Elite Spellbinder right now, and I guess a Pillar Drop.
But like if you can use reduce to move somebody out of your way and then just start bashing, I've been pretty happy with it. I think I actually like Mage Hunter more than Auric Lore Mage. I just don't think Lore Mage is that great. And Mage Hunter, especially if we can like wheel this, I'm pretty happy with taking a Mage Hunter here. We'll take a Mage Hunter's Onslaught in this slot. Body of Research is still here. Nobody wants to make a giant fractal token with triple green, triple blue. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with an Onslaught here. This pack is poopy. I guess now we have a Lorehold Pledge Mage. That bails us out here. The hybrid cost on that card bails us out because there's not a single actual black or white card in this pack, and there's no colorless lesson. But we'll play a Lorehold Pledge Mage more than likely. Oh, do we want pack 6 flunk? Yeah, we'll take a pack 6 flunk. I'd love to have another Inkling summoning, but I'm not passing another flunk here. That seems like an easy pick. This is harder. Do we want a second Mage Hunter or a third Silverquill Pledge Mage? I don't actually know for sure. So what are we sitting at? Plenty of 2-drops. I think it is the Mage Hunter. I like the reach on this. So if you can get them low enough, Mage Hunter just does a lot of work where they don't want to cast any spells. Part of me wants to hate draft a Mage Duel here from somebody, but I'm actually going to take Witherbloom Campus. We'll consider playing a tap black land that helps us scry. I actually don't hate Make Your Mark here. If we can put that on an opponent's creature that's dying, we still get the 3-2. If we do it to one of our creatures that they target with removal, we get a 3-2. Late Leech Fanatic there is perfectly good. Not really that late, just we're happy to pick one up. I don't think we're playing Novice Dissector. How do we get to on Creachies? 12 Creachies, plus we have some Learn cards to add creatures. Doesn't look like we're playing Rowan, but I think that pick was really reasonable. I'll make it where somebody doesn't have a Containment Breach. With the Witherbloom Campus, we can technically play it. Probably would have liked to have seen a few more 2-drops. I think there's an Eager First Year that we didn't get to wheel, so somebody was kind of in the lane there, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 really good rares. I don't think we're playing any of these. We'll just take the big dumb idiot. We're already at 26 playables here, so we have to decide what we're cutting. With 12 creatures, I kind of feel like maybe Zephyr Boots isn't where we want to be. I consider that being a cut. Exhilarating Elocution, I think, is one of the weaker cards in the deck right now. And that's about it. So it's looking like those two are probably getting cut. Just because I like everything else I have going on here. We're a little weak on Learn. We just have a Poet's Quill and a Cram Session. But I think we'll be okay there. I would have liked to have picked up like a Hunt for Specimens. That's alright. Defiant Strike or Revitalize? Yeah, Revitalize is probably the next weakest card. I don't hate it with some Pledge Mages, but it's not as good as... like Defiant Strike is just better in this deck than Revitalize. So you guys think we're just cutting Zephyr Boots and Exhilarating Elocution and calling it a deck? Or do you see anything else that I'm missing? Yeah. Yeah, I like Defiant Strike over Revitalize. Yeah, just lose these two, play it like this. I like that we've got an Arrogant Poet. Those have been pretty good. Yeah, we'll go with this. Yeah, fingers crossed we draw some creatures, because if we don't draw creatures, this deck is going to get outvalued really fast. Unfortunate that we didn't get a couple more creatures in here. I thought we'd wheel an Eager first year in one of those packs that didn't wheel. Maybe somebody was in... I mean, we didn't wheel the Owl in the first pack, so I think there was one other Silverquill drafter out there. We just got lucky and opened the best Silverquill cards that we got. 3-lander with 3 drops and double removal spell. I think I'm fine with this. We're not really that aggressive of a deck. Yeah, once they land an 8/8, you're in trouble, right? We've seen that happen too often. Yeah, I'm 100. Oh, sweet! We get our 2-drop on turn 3. Nothing like drawing the 2-drop the turn after you can play it. Lorehold. All right, I feel a little better about what's going on, and drawing a flunk also helps. Let's get in there for 3. We can Arrogant Poet plus leave up Flunk. That's about the same as playing the Lorehold Pledge Mage, but they don't have anything that's going to be flunkable, so maybe I'm supposed to play the Pledge Mage. I kind of like leaving our removal back. Oh wow, the first card they play is a Promising Dusk Mage. Guiding Voice. We can't flunk it. God, if we could flunk here, it'd be so brutal, but they've got 5 cards in hand, so it would be a really bad play. Oh, that sucks, because we could have just blown them out by countering their Learn spell and killing their creature. I still feel fine here. We're just going to Mage Hunter's Onslaught it, more than likely, and bash. Get some lifelink action on. But, man, if this would have been a 2/2 that we could have just blown out, that would have felt so good. This still, we get rid of their creature. They get to draw a card, which... So, yeah. We lost out on so much value there not having an Eliminate over the flunk. But, that's okay. Eye Twitch. Eye Twitch is a good card. Really annoying for us here. And a Leech Fanatic. So yeah, this is where we run into that problem of now their creatures are just good enough that they're causing problems. Seems really aggressive to double flunk here. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, though. Like, am I just playing a Lorehold Pledge Mage onto the board and letting them continue to clog it? That's where I'm at. They go to 7? Yeah, that's a really good point. I think we just do it. And... now we'll give it flying. We can't give it double lifelink, unfortunately. I wish lifelink stacked. They get a Learn here, but I'm not sure. If we can get the flyer out of the way for them, they're going to 7 here, and we have 5 potential flying damage. Yeah, they go get a Spirit Summoning, which just doesn't feel all that great here. We can do 6 in the air. Silverquill Apprentice is a fine card, but it's not stopping us here. Same with Pest Summoning. Alright. I think we just closing statement here. Not really that hard of a choice. Make it so we have 2 3/3s. We'll give it flying. 2 3-power creatures, I should say. We'll take action. Go to the air. They're at 1. They have to kill Arrogant Poet here for it to matter, otherwise, or play a flyer. Yeah, I think we were right to get a little aggro there and just flunk their creatures out of the way. I'm not sure. That's one of those questions where, like, it doesn't feel that great to flunk a 1/1 and a 2/2. But if you don't do anything, you're not advancing the board. And if we're not advancing the board, we're losing. Unless they're holding Lash of Malice here, we've got it, as far as I can tell. So we're actually going to make your mark here, give this flying, and then it doesn't matter. They didn't have it anyway, but we were able to make sure we got through. There you have it. That's what this deck wants to do. Flunking the 1/1 that learns. Yeah, that part just felt awful, but it was the right play because we had 2 X1 flyers. We needed to be able to get through in the air there to win the game. Those are the plays that I think, as I continue to become a better limited player, that you make that decision a lot faster and easier. And I think the easiest way for me to look at that is the question of what does not killing them get you? Are you getting anywhere doing that? And if the answer is no, in that situation we just needed to kill them dead as fast as possible. So you just knock their crappy creatures out of the way and get in and hope that that's good enough. The Leech Fanatic we probably could have left alone if it didn't have lifelink, because we would be flying the whole time. But it's hard to let them gain 2 back and do damage to you. But we're 1-0. That's a good start. Silverquill has just been opening itself for me. I feel like some of the best decks I've had have been Silverquill. I don't really like keeping this hand, but how do you pass up double removal spell, 3-drop? Would really like to grab an Arrogant Poet off the top. Yeah, I think that's a really good point too, Matt. That if you don't have ways to answer things, you need to just get as aggressive as you can and kill them dead. This is a curve we didn't want to see from our opponent after we didn't get to play anything until turn 3. Their hand's looking good. I think we're looking at... They're going to just attack for 2. Wow. Am I Baleful Mastering an Eye Twitch so that they don't get to gain life? I kind of think I am. Or they don't get to learn, I get to gain life and attack. This is probably the weirdest Baleful Mastery we'll cast all game. The whole time. I just think gaining the life back and not letting them learn there is the right play. Then we get to Cram next turn or Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Give it flying, get over the top. Potentially give it flying and lifelink if we go Cram Session into an Inkling summoning. Is that all we have that makes sense here? I think so. We also have Environmental and an Introduction. Yeah, so they go Woe Eater here. That card's good. So, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. When you sacrifice this, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card and gain 2 life. So we can stop them from sacking it. I don't know if that's necessarily correct. But this is the same exact situation of, are we just... I think we are killing this, and we're gaining lifelink. I just want to do as much damage to them as I can with this Silverquill Pledge Mage. And then once we have to start using an Inkling summoning, we'll be able to here. So they can just double the power of Reckless Amplimancer if that's what they're thinking. They're going to Mage Hunter's Onslaught. So now we lose the creature that we were using to abuse them. That hurts a little bit. We will Cram Session. And I think we have to grab an Inky here and just put an Inky into play. Losing our only creature, this is where being low on creature resources is going to hurt. If they're able to keep the removal coming, we're probably going to come up on the wrong side of this one because we don't have any chunk to win a long game. We've literally, yeah, so they're going to Mage Duel down my creature. I really wanted to be able to humiliate for value, but we might be... Okay. Even just a crappy little Leech Fanatic here, we get to take their Rise of Extus because, well, they have to decide if they want to sacrifice their Reckless Amplemancer to get me to sacrifice my Leech Fanatic now. They do. Alright, because they get back the freaking 7/6, which they just have to sacrifice? Yeah, they don't want to play it because it doesn't really do anything here. I'm going to pretend I have something in hand. We'll see how long that gets us out of this. They find a Blood Researcher. That's a really good card. And they're going to go Blood Researcher plus Daemogoth. Okay, we're going to go Mage Hunter, play our land, pass the turn. They have to sack one of their 2 units. They decide to sack a Blood Researcher. I'm okay with that. Depending on what the card in their hand is here. Yeah, if they attack, we're just taking 7 because they have to just let it die. Yeah, that's fine. They don't get to keep that card anymore. So because we're going to have to discard a card, right? Yeah. We're just going to get in for 5. They have to sack that. I don't think the 7/6 is very good either. They do get an extra card here. They'll get to draw now. So they get 2 cards out of the deal where late game that felt a little better, but they just hit a Swamp and pass. I'm going to leave Swamp in my hand here, make them think I have something. Yeah, they get to gain the 2 life. That part's not a non-factor here because we are, we have 5 on board and they're at 6 now. So the 2 life did matter. They're double scrying here. They bottom another card. That looks really good for us. See if they find anything worth playing here. They find a Hunt for Specimens, which puts them to 5. But they get to go Learn, which means if we find a kill spell for this little bugger, we win. Intro to Prof with only 2 mana isn't that scary. We top deck Closing Statement, and it's GG's. I think, unless there's a Lash of Malice in their hand, in which place putting this counter on the Lorehold Pledge Mage was wrong. Oh, they get to sack the creature and make another X1. Wow. Okay, well, they get to live. Hey, their card was better than mine. Or at least was good enough to keep them alive. I'm going to act like this Swamp is something that they're scared of. They'll probably just intro here. Yeah. They go to 2. The really nice part here is if they don't gain a lot of life, they're just going to keep taking damage from this Mage Hunter every time they try to play a spell. And so they have to find creatures that can block these or ways to kill them, but they're at 2. Mage Hunter doing some work for us, just making sure we slowly whittle away. Intro to Prophecy is a really solid card to have in your wish board, but having to spend it to look for answers to multiple creatures is probably not where you want to be. They did top one of the cards, so they found a Spectre of the Fens. If they have a Mage Duel here, they go to 1. So now they are chump blocking my Mage Hunter. And I get to put a second creature into play. I mean, they can't play a spell. They die. Good game. Alright. Mage Hunter for the win there. I think we maybe could have had an opponent that could stabilize depending on how good the cards in their sideboard are if it wasn't for Mage Hunter. So 2 hands where we didn't get an early 2-drop, but our removal and evasive creatures were able to get us there. We haven't got to play a single rare yet. We've got them. Oh, I take that back. We played Baleful Mastery. We used a 4-mana exile your creature spell to kill a 1/1 because they would learn if it died instead of being exiled. So weird when that feels like the right play. We do have the open going on today, so we're probably going to see this screen more than we'd like to. Deck seems pretty good, though. I'm definitely happy so far. We'll hope that we can draw some earlier creatures as we continue. Yeah, it should be better than yesterday, hopefully. This is the first time we've hit it since we started drafting, so that's pretty good. I was playing last night while Cryptic was streaming, and I should say I was attempting to play, and I never once got logged into Arena for like the hour because the server was so bogged down it wouldn't even let me on. Looks like the matches are easy to find once you can get back in. So that part's nice. Opponent goes first. We once again have a hand where we don't have a creature until turn 3, but we have a removal spell, 2 good 3-drops, and a 4-drop. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, the open is definitely why the server has been acting super funky. It is what it is there. I get why they're pushing where the people playing in that open are getting. Okay, they miss a land drop. That feels good for us. I'm going to go Lorehold just in case they have Reject, but they did not. They might have a Shock. Either one doesn't really matter. If they don't have a land here, it's looking pretty bad for them. It is, in fact, lumpy gravy for them, as they don't have a land. We are going to bash for 2 and play a Mage Hunter, and feel like we're in the right spot. This is where we want to be against Prismari. They don't have lands, and we have creatures on board. It does make our flunk hilariously bad that they have 7 and 8 cards in hand at a time. Probably don't want to flunk a creature while they have 8 cards in hand. That actually pumps it. They're reading Mage Hunter. You may not like what you read there. Okay, so they play a Rutha. I will immediately exile it. Bash and bash. They're at 12. Yeah, I think Flunk doing nothing is a good problem to have. We just get heated debated, but we don't really care. And we'll swing in for 2 again. Yeah, we're not flunking our own creature, thanks. Thanks, MTGA client. But I would prefer not to flunk my own creature. They have a Lorehold Pledge Mage of their own. 5 cards in hand. Flunk it. Maybe we're supposed to wait until my turn. We are supposed to wait until my turn there. That's a poor play. On my part. We miss a point of damage that way. Holy Flood, I'm glad we have some campuses. Do they have a removal spell as well? They have an Arcane Subtraction to learn. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. We're definitely scrying here. We don't have anything else we can do. So here's a situation where we felt like we were in really good shape, and now there's a chance they can get out of it. Yeah, they find an elemental summoning. We're going to play our land and pass the turn. If they hit their land drop here, they're putting a 4/4 in play. They do. We're looking for a closing statement for sure. Unwilling Ingredient. I don't think that's good enough here. Probably should have scryed again on upkeep, but I'm not 100% sure if that's right when we wouldn't be able to play anything. The flood is real here for us. If they're going to play a Grinning Ignis, I can get over that. Let's put an upkeep stop, and then we at least get to make that decision. Spellbinder seems like a card I'm perfectly happy playing, but I can still scry afterward, too. So let's get our Spellbinder on. We'll see if missing that point of damage is really going to hurt us that bad. Opponent has in hand what? They want a pop quiz. So they didn't want me to take their pop quiz. They get to learn again. If this is a good enough summoning, we'll probably take it. If they have some crazy removal spell in their hand, we'll probably take that. We're hoping we can find a spell because we've got the aerial assault going on now here where we should be able to push through enough damage. They find a start from scratch. Wow, that really sucks for us because that's going to just kill one of our X1s. I think I'm taking their practical research here. Unfortunately, the rest of their cards are really good. And we're not in a good spot now with that kill your X1. They can also return Grinning Ingus to their hand. Hopefully they didn't draw something even more busted. They have 9 mana. So they can put some big duders into play. I would think they have to kill Elite Spellbinder here. So while flunking early was not, not able to happen and we felt really good. Yeah, I think we need to put an upkeep stop on. Oh, holy shit. Explosive Welcome as well. So they top deck an Explosive Welcome. And just massacre our face here. I think we're going to go from feeling really good to not having a single creature in play. Defiant Strike is not what we're looking for. Yeah, that was a swingy situation. I think we're just dead. I honestly think we're just dead because Mage Hunter's Onslaught doesn't even do anything here. We get to kill their 4/4. I'm going to look for like a flyer and hope that we can cheese them out. I guess technically Mage Hunter makes it where playing spells is worse for them, but what are we doing here, right? Like, if they play Serpentine Curve or the Research, they go to 6. Alright, you go to 6. You have a 9/9. I go to 12. We'll scry with our Campus again. Bottom of Plains. Draw a card. Find Humiliate. I mean, if you're gonna pick a card here to get, that's probably a pretty decent one, but we can't kill a 9/9 right now, so they find a Frost Trickster, and that's GG's. Their top decks there were insane. Unfortunately for us, we just couldn't finish the game when they were stuck on lands, and we go down to a Prismari deck. Yeah, not much we could do. That Explosive Welcome into Kill Your X1 was just brutal. I think we still had a chance if they don't top deck that. Yeah, we flooded when they screwed, but we were the aggro deck. We would have much rather had 3 lands all game. Oh well, you can't win them all. I don't feel like I made any poor plays there. Yeah. Yeah, when they were stuck with 7 non-land cards in hand, it meant once they started drawing lands, we were dead unless we killed them faster. And we started drawing all the lands while they started drawing all the lands. Not where you want to be. If we had had a 2-drop in that hand, which we ended up really short on somehow, that would have been better. I think there was a spot where I thought about taking a Leech Fanatic over like a Reduce to Memory, and I still think Reduce was right, but I was aware of the fact I was going to be short on 2 drops and still didn't get there. Was hoping to wheel like Eager First Years. Didn't think I was going to be fighting people for those. I was wrong. So what, we're 1-1? 2-1? 2-1, I think. We're waiting for the server so often it's hard to know. Yep, we're 2-1. All right, let's take a look at what we're working with here again, just in case we're missing something. I still don't want to play a Promising Dust Mage or a Novice Dissector. I don't think we can splash Rowan. I don't think Elocution fixes the fact that we don't have creatures. Yep. We didn't change anything, so we'll discard the changes, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, let's play another game. Here's to hoping we get to aggro people. We'd like to be on the play with a 1-drop into a 2-drop into a 3-drop. We are on the draw with no creatures until turn 3. Basically the same thing. I think this is still a keep. It's a 2-3-4 curve that I'm really happy with. It's just not as aggressive as I want to be. We pick up another 4 that's really good here. Learning is totally fine here, yep. We get to pick up another 3-drop creature, I think. Or do we need Reduced to Memory? So we only have one other card in the deck that learns. Actually, I think I'm going to grab Introduction. As weird as that sounds, I'm going to grab an Introduction to Prophecy here. The problem I see us running into is not... Well, the problem I see me running into is playing the wrong land. Wow. They get to put Introduction to Prophecy on top of my deck. So play your planes before you play your third black source. But... And then they get to land a 3/3 flyer. So I guess Reduced to Memory maybe was the pick. Yikes, we're up against mono blue. The nice thing here is that I think Mage Hunter makes this race in our favor if that's all they're doing here is playing this card. But if they've got like a Berry in Books or something, we're not happy. I think we want a pre-combat. What's Blue Guy's ability? So it's blue X, exile the top X cards of your library and put a study counter on each of them, and then you may put one of those into your hand. So it draws them a card of the top 2 right now, which could be a problem. They go Biblioplex Assistant to regrab Memory Lapse. Alright. We are just going to jam another Mage Hunter and jam and say... I dare you to beat my 2 3/4s. I think that's our best bet here. I mean, they're swinging back for 5, but we get to swing for 6. If they want to bury one in Books, they can't. They're going to Arcane Subtraction. I mean, they take 2 damage to Arcane Subtraction here. That seems perfectly good with me. We're going to try to get them to Memory Lapse the Lorehold Pledge Mage here, so that we can Closing Statement on Instep. They just go get a Sciences. They just want to land. Alright, you take 2 more damage. That resolves. I'm going to full control so that I can kill this, put a counter on this. Alright, I mean, I have a 3/4 and a 4/5 here. I think we're winning the race. We might not be forever. They just concede. Mage Hunter beats mono blue. Yeah. That Closing Statement was pretty clutch. Really clutch, let's be honest. Getting that guy off the board gets rid of their card draw. They can't just sit there and spin their wheels. Environmental Science doesn't even gain them life because I have 2 Mage Hunters. Cool. We were going to draw a Lorehold Pledge Mage too, which just more pressure to the board. Yeah, nice not to see their other color. I mean, The way they played, I almost wonder if they weren't mono blue though. With like the Biblioplex assistant, it's not necessarily that way, but it kind of played like they were a mono blue deck. Probably not, but yeah, I don't know why you would Sciences. Probably, yeah. Why did you go grab Sciences? Maybe their wish board was really crappy. Oh yeah, you're saying they had another color. That's why they grabbed Sciences. You're right. Derp. I'm not thinking that one through. So now we get the all 2-drop hand. I'm going to go on Fanatic here because I value the Arrogant Poet more if they start playing creatures and whatnot. They did not. So we will just smoosh. And I'm just going to keep putting Leech Fanatics on the board if I can, and we'll hope that we get to do something else with it. I should have played a Witherbloom Campus on that last turn. That was a derp on my part. They put a 3/4 in play here, so we're looking for removal. We also like Mage Hunter a lot. Yeah, I'm just going to throw Mage Hunter down here, and we'll pass the turn back to them. They've got 6 mana, though, so our 2/2s and a Mage Hunter are not looking that great in the face of a Quandrix Cultivator. Wish we would have got this campus down faster, but we can just start. So we'll like cast a Cram Session here, see if they want to. Yeah, they don't want to do anything about it. I don't think we're reducing to memory that, so I'm just going to grab an Inky to go to the air, and we'll just cast Inkling Summoning. Perfectly happy putting that in the air. I'm going to leave my Mage Hunter back just in case they have a trick. And we'll hope to, I guess, Mage Hunter and Inkling Summoning them to death. Yeah, we'll just start. I mean, maybe they have a Burying Books. It'd be good here. We at least get to get our Scry on here eventually. They take the damage. We'll put a Silverquill Campus into play. Cast an Arrogant Poet. Alright. Opponent looks to Teach by Example. Take a damage. They're then going to probably cast a Killstone? Burying Books. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, they take 2 more damage, but they get rid of both of my flyers. Ow. I don't think we're upkeep scrying yet, but we're getting closer to where that is correct. Humiliate's a good card here, so we will attempt to take a card out of their hand and make a 4/5. So what do we want here? We either want this card they can't cast, they need another red. Tempted is good. Snakeskin Veil is going to protect one of their creatures here. I think Tempted by the Auric is just too good. I want to take that. We're going to make a 4/5. Play our Campus, which was wrong because now we can't scry, but we want to draw Arrogant Poet. We can't attack with Mage Hunter because Snakeskin Veil blows us out now. Quandrix Apprentice just keeps gumming up the board, but I think we're, you know, not like incredibly upset about that right now. We will play our land because it doesn't matter that much anymore, and we're hoping they don't hit red mana. If they hit red mana, we're probably in trouble. Let's get that Scry on and consider doing it. Yeah, so we have to bottom. It costs us 5 mana, we still have 3. I'm gonna do it. I think we can be perfectly happy with... Yeah, there's a flunk. We will draw it, knowing that right now it doesn't do anything because they have a Snakeskin Veil. But we're gonna just start getting in for 2 in the air. And hope that they... yeah, we did set our upkeep stop. Thank you, though, Matt. So they lose a life to 10. They put a counter on that. They get a land. Was hoping they would tap wrong for this Leyline Invocation, but they didn't. Alright, so their board's starting to get pretty good. We're just going to keep Flunk in hand, scry again. Silverquill Pledge Mage will take, so that's gonna start giving us the ability to do some things that matter. As bad as it looks for us right now, I think these two cards have a chance to get us through it. Yep. Small delay, of course. Makes total sense. So, am I chump blocking, or are we like alpha striking at some point? I'm going to take 8 this time. I think we can. Yeah, I think we can alpha here, at least potentially. We don't want to swamp, we'll bottom it. We're looking for just something that we can play. Defiant Strike we can play here. So, the bad part is Needlethorn Drake gets to be a pain in our ass. But they're going to go to 7 by playing... Let's Defiant Strike, Arrogant Poet. Give this flying. Draw a card. So we find a land. I guess I'll play my land. Yeah, we cycle the strike. I think we can just bash with these two here, and then, like... I think I'm gonna get in with the Mage Hunter, hoping that... No, Mage Hunter is part of our win plan here. I'm gonna just attack with these two. I'm gonna pay the 2 life. They're gonna block something here. They block the Silverquill Pledge Mage? No. They block the Arrogant Poet. We could flunk the Needlethorn Drake here, trying to draw out their spell. I don't think that's right. I think I'm fine. Yeah, let's do that. I actually agree with that, because now we get rid of their Snakeskin Veil. We're going to put an upkeep stop on our turn again. So, like, they're going to go to 7, and then they're going to go to 5, 4. So they get to put a counter, they get to find a land. They find the freaking mountain, though, so that's less good for us. We'll get the lifelink going. Yeah, we need the lifelink bad here. But, I mean, they're at 4, which means that Creative Outburst will put them... I mean, they have to Creative Outburst a Silverquill Pledge Mage. That doesn't seem... incredibly awesome for them. If they drew a Mage Duel, they're acting like they drew a Mage Duel. If they get to Mage Duel and Creative Outburst here, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth a little bit. So they're gonna attack with the 8/8 and a 2/2. I will trade here. This is probably 5. Plus, this is any target. Any target. We have to chump. And I guess if we're chumping... 6, 7, 12. Let's leave these two back. I can live with this. I assume they're going to outburst my face here. Well, we made it so that outbursting my face isn't as good. I think their line is hard here. They have to kill my Pledge Mage, but they go to 3. Yeah, I mean, maybe we're supposed to block the Quandrix Apprentice with the Mage Hunter. We're probably supposed to block the Quandrix Apprentice with the Mage Hunter. We have our upkeep stop set. We're looking for a way to move this Quandrix Cultivator out of the way. They find a Frost Trickster. Well, fuck me. That's pretty good. Are we gonna just get outvalued by just phenomenal cards here? I think so. We'll scry. We gotta find something that does anything. Closing Statement does something, but does it do enough? So what are we killing? We're killing this or this. Probably this. No, we're killing the 8/8 because otherwise we don't have a board. Yeah, we'll just top it. We'll do that at our end step because we can't cast it here. We can't attack. I think we're in trouble, though. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on this so that it can eat the Pledge Mage. Yeah, we have to kill the 8/8, unfortunately. This makes it where we can at least block the Quandrix Pledge Mage a little more reasonably. Frost Trickster, I think, has to stay back for them here because they're going to 3 if they cast the Creative Outburst. If they found a Explosive Welcome off the top, I will once again vomit. Their deck's really good, though, so they're just going to Alpha. I think that's right. I'm gonna block this, and so let's see. This is not. That's just GG's. We lose. If our opponent plays it right here, we just lose. They outburst our face. We should have killed the Quandrix Apprentice when we had the chance. I think that was a big enough misplay that loses us the game. We would live here. Yeah, we played that poorly. That's unfortunate. Thanks, Matt. Enjoy whatever you're headed out to do. At least we're at 1,000 gems. We'd really like to get at least one more win out of this deck. I think it's there. Hilariously, that game we got all our 2-drops and then we couldn't get their stuff out of the way. House stuff. Yeah. If you jump on later, I'll definitely try to check it out. Opponent goes first. I have 2 Leech Fanatics and 2 Mage Hunters. I keep, but I'm not happy about it. They're Lorehold with a 2/2. Alright. So, are we trading our 2/2 for their 2/1? The answer is no, because we'd rather swing back. They choose not to attack. Smart on their part. We will put down another Leech Fanatic. I will trade my Leech Fanatic for either one of these two here, I think. I'm fine with that. It's not great, but I want to move their shit out of the way, and then my Mage Hunters will start doing some work. That's a good card. That's a good card. Alright, so we can make a 4/4. I think we just make a 4/4 here. It feels good. I'm gonna just pass the turn back with said 4/4 in play. And this is put a +1/+1 counter on it, yeah. Alright. I think we just drop a Mage Hunter, leave Embrosteen of Shadow's ability up, and yeah. They study break here, so they get that, they get that. I am obviously going to, so this is targeting those two. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on Mage Hunter, because that seems like the right play. No attacks from us. Yeah. They should have tapped the hunter down, and they probably should have done it pre-hunter, right? Like, don't let this resolve. Pigment Storm's pretty good for them here, but what you gonna do? We still have a 4/5 in play, so that part feels good. Elite Spellbinder. Are you a better play than Mage Hunter here? I don't think so. I'm going to play another one of these, and I'm going to get in... Yeah, I like the Hunter here. I'm actually considering getting in with the Unwilling ingredient, but I think we'll stay back. They're just going to trade off. We gain some life. I like where our board is sitting. They have a Quintorius. I like where our board is sitting less now. I like where we're at more again. Bye-bye Quintorius. Hello, Elite Spellbinder. I will take Velomachus Lorehold. Holy Jesus. That almost got scary. They go to 10. Yeah. Woo! That dragon there, that's the probably the strongest reaction I've had to seeing a card an opponent had. So they get to put Pigment Storm back in their hand. We're just bashing. Not much else we can do here. We gotta try to get them dead. You can't block that, so good try. Alright, they go to 2, meaning that they can't cast Pigment Storm, and we win, right? Like, what are they doing here? Double Mage Hunter says you can't, yeah, you can't cast it. Yep, Pigment Storm it, die with the card on the stack. Alright. That was a better game for us. The Double Mage Hunter has been absolutely awesome. That at least puts us to 1,000 gems on the payback, I think. Or are we at 14? We're at 1,400, so worst case scenario, we lose 100 gems. And we picked up some decent rares in this draft, like the Elite Spellbinder is a constructed playable card. Alright. We'll see, though. We might be able to keep it rolling here. We want to keep it rolling. The 2 losses make a lot of sense, where we flooded with a deck that just doesn't have a very good mass of creatures, and we got beat by elemental summonings and explosive welcomes and just big honkin'... yeah, I think playing this card on turn 2 on the play seems good. We're going to do that. Be perfectly happy with it. If they Lash of Malice me here, I'm going to cry a little bit inside, but they didn't, so at least we... Red-black. Campus Guides. And we see Plains on top. That's what I assumed we would see. Pretty sure we're just supposed to start getting our value off of this. And then we'll start casting other spells next turn. Campus Guide. If you're playing 3 colors in a deck that's really good, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I'm supposed to attack with this. By the way, this has Vigilance, so we missed a point of damage. Oh, well. So Kev is saying Mage again and Defiant Strike. Yeah, I think I like that. We will Defiant Strike on this. Give this flying. Get in. Now I might Lorehold Pledge Mage if I could. I can't. So we'll cast this, activate this ability. We have 2 4/2s. And we're getting to float. So double floats. Combat Professor here is real good. Are they gonna... They are gonna swing back at us. Alright. They choose to let me have the option to block. I'm not going to. I think we're supposed to Humiliate plus Leech Fanatic here. Yeah, that seems like the play. You both get flying, I think. What do we have? We have a Shadeling Lauret. We have... So whenever opponent attacks one or more Planeswalkers... So this is just a 2-3 for 3, or in 2 turns it becomes a... Luca. Luca's pretty good, but they can't cast it. They can't cast this right now. I'm going to take the Pillar Drop Rescuer. It seems like the scariest card they have right now. We're going to put one on one of these. We're going to go Leech Fanatic. We're only going to get in with the 5-3 because Combat Professor gets to help them block. And then we'll do that. You were thinking we take the Shadow. I'm not sure which one. 3-1 with Vigilance. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take it. Here we get to Mage Hunter. Put a counter on it. And then just start bashing. I mean, I'm fine with just... They're at 9. Maybe this one stays back. This isn't that good of a trade, but either one of these trades for a decently enough favorable thing that I'm going to do it. Yeah, I will trade 2 creatures off the board for you for me getting that. Let's not forget to put a counter on our Mage Hunter and pass the turn. Yep, thanks, Kev. We do not want to miss our counters there. They have the 6 mana, but I don't know if... Like, Luca's good, but what does it do here? It brings back a creature and then it gets exiled? Okay, so it brings back Pillar Drop Rescuer, putting a creature in the hand. That's a good play. This turn we're definitely just, well, with that draw... We're flunking the Combat Professor and just... I guess technically we'll do this because then if they don't block this we can... I think we just win, but we'll pretend that it matters. There we go! So Luca getting back Pillar Drop there was pretty good, but it was too slow. Luca seems like a cool card in Limited, but I think you want to be at an even board or ahead to play that card. It doesn't have anything that really gets you back in the game immediately. There's no removal on it. We got our gems back, so a 5-win deck here minimum. Happy with that. Anytime we get to draft and we get our gems back, we're going to be really happy doing this because we're going to hit some drafts where we're just going to not. We're going to do like the Lorehold draft we had last night where we 2-3. That draft was brutal. I need to rewatch it. I probably should check it out. I'm guessing we were supposed to go Prismari. And... I liked enough white cards. I like Combat Professor too much. Combat Professor's way better in Silverquill than Lorehold versus Prismari. I'd rather just be Prismari. And then we had a Plarg where I like wanted to be able to play the backside, but I've been really happy with just Plarg where the backside didn't matter. We never wanted to cast it the entire time, so very possible we just played the wrong second color. It's also possible that I just didn't stay open. I think I was just supposed to say I'm red, but I don't know what I am otherwise yet, and I didn't do that as well as we kind of have in some of these other games. We're on the draw with a removal spell, double Mage Hunter, make your mark. This seems like a mulligan to me, but it's possible it's a keep. I mean, these are just great. I feel like the power of Mage Hunter... Yeah, the power of Mage Hunter is good enough. Darth Q agrees with me. We're going to go with keep this off of the power of Mage Hunter. Hope we find some creatures in the first few. Well, that's a 5-drop. Not really the creatures I was looking for, but could be worse. They're on Quandrix. That's a card we'll run out here. There we go. So drawing Shale here is pretty great. They don't have a play. We just boop in for 1. They have an Arcane Subtraction? No. Maybe. They have a Bury in books. Well, that happens. We can't stop that. Them having to bury our creature there feels fine. It's not great for us, but we'll get over it. Yeah, that resolves, unfortunately. We at least get to drop a Mage Hunter here. I don't think I'm blocking a 4-3 with a 3-4 necessarily. The other option we had there, and maybe we'll do that on our next end step, if they have a Mage Duel, I'm going to really... What I should have done is I should have Make Your Mark to the Bear, Closing Statemented it. We're going to do that now and feel much less good about it. So we're going to full control, go to the end step, we're going to Make Your Mark the Bear, and then we're going to Closing Statement the Bear. Unfortunately, we don't get the counter, but we get to put a 3-2 into play. Which here has to be good enough. It's not good, it has to be good enough. Alright, 5 mana. We can't get Mage Hunter back. I think I'm just playing the backside of this. Hunter? Yeah, Hunter's pretty good too. Maybe we'll just play the Hunter. We'll attack, see if they have a Bury in books. They very possibly do. They've got another Bury. We should have played Hunter pre-combat. That's a punt on my part. And they have the reject, so I guess it didn't matter. And they put a 5-5 in play. At least we get to exile that. So... is that all we're doing here, is exiling their dude? That doesn't feel... No, we get to play this on the front side. We'll take that. We'll play a front side here. Exile their creature. No blocks. Not blocking a pest with my better 1/1. Are we getting anything back with Pillar Drop? We're not, so let's cram session here. Grab Inky. Play Inky. Attack with the Dean of Radiance. Put a counter on this dude. They get to scry. Yeah, scries are good here, but they topped it. Okay. Not what we were really wanting to see, but you can't, like... So they got a Bayou drop. They found a 5-4. That is fine. Are we Leech Fanaticing here so that we can just Pillar Drop rescue it back? I think so. I'm going to just drop in Leech Fanatic. Swing for 4 in the air. Activate this. And then we'll chump block with a Leech Fanatic. I think. Depends on what they do here, I suppose. They go get a Fractal Summoning, so that's like a 3-3? The other option is just to not block here, but the value is pretty good to just get a chump block out of this and get to rebuy it with Pillar Drop. Yeah. Now especially. So we get to go Pillar Drop Rescuer. Rebuy Leech Fanatic. Cast Leech Fanatic. We know they don't have anything in hand, so we can do all of this main phase before we attack. We go to combat, swing for 4. Activate this, and we've got a bunch of power in the air. Aether Helix. That's really good here. They've got the Biograph sitting back, though, because they can't do anything else. Us drawing Swamp hurts. I'm still getting in the air for 4. I'm going to hold the Swamp pretending that I have something. Because right now, these two are doing the Lord's work for us here. We're just going to take 5. I know they're expanding their board. They've got a Frost Trickster. Okay, that was the last thing we wanted to see was Frost Trickster. We draw another Leech Fanatic. We'll put a counter on it and then pass the turn, right? I guess actually we're attacking with this Leech Fanatic here because we gain the life back and all the trades are fine. Yeah, so like trading it for that I'm fine with. I wanted the 3 life. I think our air attackers are what's going to win us the game if we can get there. They get to make a 6/6. Not something we really wanted to see, but wish we had a campus right now. That would be making life a lot easier. They're going to get in with their 5/4. I think I take it here. Well, ask and you shall receive. I get a campus, which was not really what I wanted, but we gotta make it where they're on a 2-turn clock. They get to play a 9/9 here. Frost Trickster has to stay back, I think, unless I did math poorly and we just lose. Yeah, Frost Trickster has to stay back. We're going to upkeep Scry. We're going to chump with the Leech Fanatic to not die. And then we just need a removal spell for Frost Trickster here. And we're in good shape. Alright. Flunk off the top. Flunk. 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 Boom! You just have to ask and it'll be the top card of your deck. GG's, opponent. I feel like we need to start predicting or clipping these when I predict the future. I'm getting pretty good at future predictions. There we go. Taking down a Quandrix deck with the flunk off the top. Definitely our flyers are our strong suit in this deck. When you get into those type of board stalls, being able to stay in the air really mattered. It's a 6-win deck. Let's see if we can make it 7. That flunk was just chef's kiss. That was beautiful. I called it too, so that made it even more amazing. Didn't even need to scry. Don't even know why I bothered. It was just sitting there waiting for me. Knew that's what I needed. So this is our last game with this deck, no matter what, because if we lose, we're done. If we win, we get 7 wins. If we can, even if we just stay at 6-3 here with this, with our lack of 2-drops and learn cards, this is still a pretty impressive showing for this deck. I would have liked to have had more cards that say learn on them, and more like eager first years. Those were the things I felt like we were missing. We get to go first. I have an Elite Spellbinder into a Mage Hunter with double Campus. I'm going to keep it even though it's not. We should play the better Campus first because we might draw a 2-drop. So like this hand's not amazing. We have 5 lands, but if we draw gas, we're in really good shape. If we flood, we have campuses. So I'm okay with keeping it. I definitely could be wrong here. Watch us draw 4 lands in a row and just lose, and we'll feel like we shouldn't have kept this hand. But What you gonna do? Magic is a game where sometimes you think you make a decision that's right, and then the top of your deck tells you you were wrong. Sometimes you make a risky decision, and the top of the deck tells you you never didn't have it. So you just gotta try to balance that. They're on red. We'll find out red what. We should have played Witherbloom Campus there. We're pretending we have a flunk or something up, but we don't. We will go Spellbinder. We have drawn all lands so far. I called that. We will take this guy or this guy. This guy because I'm not that scared of the other guy, and this could actually block our Mage Hunter. So they just have one unknown card now. They'll attack. We will not block. You are not getting my Elite Spellbinder for free. Alright, we'll go Mage Hunter. They have something they can play? No. Okay, maybe they have an Arcane Subtraction or something. They just take the damage, so probably not. Alright, we've got some dudes in play. We've drawn all lands after I called that. I shouldn't have called that. I've been right too often. I should know better. There's another Mage Hunter, though, so we're just going to go Mage Hunter, Campus. I'll trade this Mage Hunter for their 2 creatures if that's what they want to do. Maybe that's too aggressive? Oh, they're just going to chump block? Yeah, I will gladly trade not leaving a blocker back for one of your creatures. That seems perfectly fine with me. This guy's abilities with double Mage Hunter on the board seem to start getting worse. I don't think we're scrying on upkeep yet, but we're getting closer to where that's correct. If we don't draw any action, we'll scry on the end of their turn. We draw Make Your Mark. So here, I think then we're going to just bash. Because now when one of my Mage Hunters dies here, I get to make a 3/2, and I'm getting in for 3 more damage. I just really need to push as hard as I can here. This is a bad trade. So the first things first here, trading those 2 for a Mage Hunter is not a good trade. But if we get chump blocks out of them again, we'll just be ecstatic. No, they're gonna... So what's sweet here, though, is we actually get to Make Your Mark the Mage Hunter, and then we just get to trade 2 for 2, and get a 3/2. So now, if they don't have Arcane Subtraction to blow me out here, which appears they don't. Yeah, alright, so killing their 2 creatures and putting a 3/2 into play is significantly better than just not attacking. That I'm very happy with. They're going to discard to make a treasure token. I think that makes sense. They're hoping to top deck a land and play a 3/4 here. They find a Pillar Drop Warden. That's annoying, but Leech Fanatic isn't what we're looking for. We're sitting where we don't have enough mana to upkeep Scry yet. Well... Get wrecked, opponent. We will just closing statement your Pillar Drop Warden off the top, and that should be game. Removal spells off the top in game 6 and 7 seal the deal, and we've got our third 7-win deck out of 4. Obviously, that 2-3 in the middle is a little embarrassing in comparison, but if I can have 3 7s out of 4 drafts, I'll take a 2-win in that. 6 more packs, 2,200 gems. We've got a Kaldheim pack to open. What do we got? We got Egon, God of Death. Not really that impressive. We've got a Silverquill Silencer and a Mizzix Mastery. Hey, Mastery's playable in Historic right now. We'll take that. We're going to get our last Tainted Pact with this as well. There's a Stone Rain. I do want to play that in Historic at some point. Seems pretty silly. A Divine Gambit and a Witherbloom Command. We've got Teachings of the Archaics and a Compulsive Research. Not really what we're looking for. Shock and Flame Scroll Celebrant. Cards that we already have too many of. Accomplished Alchemist and a Mind's Desire. There's our first Mind's Desire. And what do we have here? We have Sparring Regimen and Electrolyze. Sparring Regimen's definitely a card you want to open in draft and not necessarily in your packs that you're opening. Let's see, it's 4:30 now. We can either draft another one or play some. I don't know what did I just hit? Buy stuff. Whoops. No, I'm not trying to buy things. So we can either draft another one or we can play some Tainted Pact in Historic. If anybody has any ideas there of which one you'd prefer, let me know. I actually think, too, I'm going to take a quick break. Darth Koo is voting for Historic, so we will do that. I will put the Dimir pack list up on the board. We will go grab another Tainted Pact here. We've got a third one that's going to go in our sideboard where we need to pull out, I don't know, Shadow's Verdict because we're playing best of one, so it doesn't matter. This goes over here. And then it needs moved up. So move down Grafdigger's Cage, move up Tainted Pact, craft that bad boy. Alright, so here's the list we're working with. I'm gonna go take a water and bathroom break. And I will see you guys in a few for some Historic.
Alrighty, we're back for some Tainted Pact in Historic. This is the list I'm going to go with for now. We'll see if we find anything that we're not that happy with, but it's pretty much just copied from a Star City article, so... Was messing around with 5-color shrines again earlier. The higher I get in the Historic ladder, the worse that deck gets, so... Probably not one we're playing in Ranked Historic very often, but it is fun. When it gets out of control, it's pretty good, but when this deck gets out of control, it wins the game automatically. We have a Fae of Wishes to go get Tainted Pact. We have a Thassa's Oracle. We are on the play. I will keep this hand. I'm going to go turn 1 Thoughtseize because I want to know what they're up to and if they can screw with my hand. We're just going to take... Probably their Faithless Looting here. They can't really... Yeah, we'll just take their Faithless Looting. And then we're going to get to Jwari Disruption, their Cathartic Reunion, and make them a sad, sad person. So that's our plan. While we'd like to use it as our 3rd land drop, I think Jwari Disruption countering their Cathartic Reunion here is too powerful. So we're going to do it. And we have an Inquisition, which I actually am going to fire off here. Would have liked to have hit a land, but we'll just take another looting. We don't care about Anger of the Gods at all. And so now their lootings are just 3 mana, which is still good, but they just put a Bone Crusher Giant into play. I can't say I blame them. We will go ahead and eliminate said Bone Crusher Giant. And then we can Cling to Dust. Actually, we should have Cling to Dusted one of their, but it doesn't really matter because they still had one. We will Cling the other Faithless Looting now. If they'd only had one Faithless in their graveyard, that would have been a punt. The way it is, we'll still snag the second one. Yep, so we'll dust. Actually, we're going to take that on Burial Rites now, right? So we turned a punt into snagging the card that was going to beat us. So that doesn't feel too bad. And they concede. All right. So thinking I should have played tighter, I ended up luck sacking into a win. I knew Unburial Rites was going to be part of their plan. They just unluckily hit it there where I got to cling it. I was going to cling no matter what, trying to draw cards. Alright, we're 1-0 with the Historic Tainted Pact. This deck has been really good for me, but it's really streaky as far as how my play has gone. I'll win like 8 games in a row, and then I'll lose like 6 in a row. This hand spins its wheels really well, and we already have one piece of the combo. I think that's good enough for me. Combo decks in general, you tend to need critical mass. So mulliganing down hands that are serviceable is risky. Sometimes it's right, but it's not where I want to be. I think I'm just going to Maze Mind, Tome, or Omen of the Sea. Which one is better for me here? Let's get the Tome going, because it's looking like the life gain may matter as well. We find a Wishclaw Talisman, which is one of the cards we're looking for. We are now sitting at 5 mana, win the game, if they don't disrupt us. Tome to get rid of the Brainstorm lock. Yeah, that makes sense too. So we've got to play a tap land here. Are we omening, soul guiding, brainstorming? Omen's like, I mean, there's really like, we just need lands. Talisman here?
You think just go ahead and play it even though we don't have our 4th land? Yeah, I guess we've got the scry. We've got a double scry going on here, so we should be able to find that 4th land. Get the talisman in play. They put another creature in play, so they're starting to get a little aggressive with us. But we're going to gain 4 life. There's our 4th land that we were looking for. We now just need land 5, and we have a Brainstorm and an Omen of the Sea to go get it. So I think we're in good shape. As well as a Scry from Mazemind Tome. Alright, here we'll just draw. And go to main phase. We like Fabled Passage. I'm going to Brainstorm having a Fabled Passage. Yep, so we'll Brainstorm here. Extinction Event is not anything that we really need. Dismal Backwater doesn't get us there. We know we want to keep Omen. We know we want to keep Thassa's Oracle. So we're looking at Soul Guide, Lantern, Dismal Backwater, Search for Escount, and Extinction Event as cards that we can put back. I don't think Extinction Event is going to matter in this game because we have the Talisman and the 5 lands rolled up. Search and Soul. So put back Soul Guide, Lantern, Search. Yeah, I think you're right. Those are the weakest 2 cards for us here. We'll crack our fetch. Grabbing blue mana just to make sure we don't run out. I think that's smart. And then I don't think we want to Talisman here. So we're Omen of the Seeing looking for a land as well as Mazemind Tome. Always blue and play Omen next. Yep, I think that's it. So we'll just play Omen of the Sea on their instep. And we just need an untapped land to win the game. They only have 2 lands, so this hit isn't that bad for us. Yeah, so, okay, so now they have the Thoughtseize too, which is unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and just put a page counter on this, see what we're drawing. Cry of the Carnarium. So that would get rid of everything but Night if they decide to... Part of me wants to leave that, but I don't think so. Get rid of it? Yeah. We'll let Thoughtseize resolve? They're going to take either Thassa's Oracle or Extinction Event, I think, so I probably should have let it resolve. I cast Omen. We're going to keep both. I'm going to let them decide if they want to get rid of Cylindy Vision. And then I think they have to take Extinction Event here is what we're hoping. We needed a land though, and I didn't get it. So with them taking the Thassa's Oracle, yeah, we should have bottomed both. That's what I realized after I did it. But I think here we're priced into the Extinction Event anyway. So we will do that. Yep. So now we go with Odd. We got to click the right button though. That card and I do not get along. I have clicked the wrong button on that card so many times. So we've got good dig here. They're going to get in for 3. Yeah, we'll Mazemind Tome to make sure we don't die. They play a Spawn. We go to 8. We don't need Jwari Disruption. We hit an untapped land where now we're going to go to 7. Do we have to Luris to try to stay alive? Is there any other... I guess we can Vision... So we can Cylindy Vision. The other option is we could, like, Wish Claw for a Languish. just to stay in the game. Luris to Live. Do you like Luris to Live, or do you like the Talisman to get rid of both of their creatures better? I hate using Talisman to not get my combo, but clearing their board seems really good too. Get rid of both creatures? Yeah, I think we have to, unfortunately. So we will go get Languish. We will cast Languish. Unfortunately, I think that's what we needed to do there. They get another Spawn of Mayhem into play. We find a Censor. Let's start with a Shimmer. Just see what we find. We find Thassa's Oracle, as well as solve the equation. The Oracle is more mana the way we want to be, and then so now on their end step we will Cylindy Vision and also get to cycle the Censor, digging for a Tainted Pact. We'll definitely keep the Censor in hand for as long as possible. Cycle first, yeah, I think if we get to their end step and they haven't, like, spawn doesn't matter. We just have to find one card. So we find Mastermind's Acquisition. Unfortunately, we don't have the mana for that. We find Tainted Pact. There we go. Full control. Cast Thassa's Oracle. Our opponent is not happy that we're casting a Thassa's Oracle. Can't say I blame him. I thought they had us here, and we're going to get out of it with, well, with 3 life left. Wishclaw Talisman was pretty sweet there, being able to just go get the Languish, stay alive. Really happy with that. I'm wondering if they thought we were on the version that only has one Thassa's Oracle and thought they were like just going to win this game no matter what. And then we found the other one and the Tainted Pact. Alright, now we cast Tainted Pact. And we start doing the Tainted Pact thing. They can kill Oracle, it doesn't matter. So go ahead. Be my guest. I'll give them the old GGs. They're going to Heartless Act it. That is fine. We do not care. Resolve Tainted Pact. Do not resolve all. Resolve all would be terrible here. We will decline. We will decline. You guys know how this works now. If you don't, this deck is a 2-card combo deck. We play Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle says if your devotion to blue is less than or equal to the number of cards left in your library, you win the game. Tainted Pact in this deck says exile your entire library. So with the Thassa's Oracle trigger on the stack, we Tainted Pact, we put 0 cards in our deck. Even if our Thassa's Oracle dies, we have 0 cards in our library, we win. There we had a Omen of the Sea, so we technically could leave 1 card, but I wouldn't. There you have it. 2 wins with the Tainted Pact. This is my kind of deck. I love janky combo decks that require a lot of thinking up until the time that you just deploy the Oops I Win button. I also enjoy having an Oops I Win button in a deck that is more controlling, but, you know, Splinter Twins banned, those types of things. So this hand is slow. We're dealing with having a double removal hand. We get to scry. I think we're supposed to ship this, but I'm not sure. We're looking at a keep. Yeah, I mean, we have a piece of the combo, right? So it's hard sometimes to ship. They duress. So right off the bat, yeah, they get to grab our tutor. We'll temple. Looking at a thought erasure. I'm gonna bottom it. I think this is another mono black deck that we're hopefully just gonna be able to try to use board wipes to control. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay, we will play this because this doesn't come into play untapped, and we will Augur of Bolus. Probably put Thassa's Oracle on the bottom. No, Fae of Wishes. Yeah, Augur of Bolus is probably the card I'm considering cutting the most because I've bottomed so many Thassa's Oracles, and then there it was a Fae of Wishes. But we're getting our beats on here, so let's see. Either way, we get our 4th land untapped. I'm going to go Fabled Passage to try to draw less lands next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to use it as a shuffle, but I do have a solve the equation to do that as well. Our opponent is thinking about life, but not sure what's going on. They have a blue card now, or a blue land, which makes me think that they may have... what's the... saw it coming. That's my guess as to what they have put over there. With that in mind, I'm going to Fetid Pools tapped here. We're going to go get a blue land. And I'm going to cast Solve the Equation. They cling my cling. That I don't care about. And then they Behold. Okay. I don't think our opponent knows what we're doing yet. So I'm not sure I'm supposed to solve the equation to show them what's going on here. But I'm going to. It could be Grixis Pact. It also could be... it is looking more and more like Grixis Pact with like the snow-covered and the non. That's a good call, Kev. I bet it is. This land kind of gives it away with the snow and non-snow. And then a Clearwater. Probably is Grixis Pact. They're brainstorming now. Yeah, if we see no duplicates for the rest of this, I'm going to guess it's Grixis Pact too. Which means our board wipes... Yep, there's their solve the equation. So we need to top deck a Thassa's Oracle right here. We top deck Tainted Pact. I mean, that's funny. I won't try to say that's not hilarious that we top deck that. Let's lock Thwain because we can draw a card. I assume they have it rolled up here. Use Pact to get Oracle. Yeah, you're right. We have 6 mana next turn where we can do that, where we can Pact for Oracle, Oracle Pact. So if they don't have us here, they have a Seagate Stormcaller. What does that do? Pact is instant. Yep, so we can do it on instep here. So I'm just going to let them show me what's happening. They're going to cast Tainted Pact twice. So one of these they're going to go get their Oracle. One of these they're going to just exile their whole graveyard, play Oracle, win. Okay, that was a 3rd Tainted Pact. There's a chance they hit something here that makes them stop drawing. They took Pact of Negation. Okay, Pact of Negation's a pretty good pick. I just want to see what they're doing over here. Pact of Negation's a card I think we need to add to this deck. Our list isn't playing it. I need to go get the wild card for it, but I've got a rare wild card we can use. Mostly, I just want to see this list. So I'm just letting them play it out so that I know what they're on. Kind of trying to figure out what the red is for. So like Faithless Looting, Anger of the Gods, Valakut Awakening. Yeah, the red doesn't seem too bad. I've thought about playing green for... they're going to take that Oracle? No, they must have an Oracle in hand. Draw and board wipes, yeah. So like you've got Anger of the Gods and Valakut Awakening and Faithless Looting. Yeah. It's probably pretty good. Strategic Planning. Last card. Alright, so they took nothing. Or they're going to take the land. That's smart. Yep. Good game. We needed one more mana there, and we could have pacted for a Thassa's Oracle pacted. But we get beat appropriately by the same deck we're playing. We'll stick to Dimir for now. I will off-stream take a look at that Grixis list, and we'll get a list put together. This hand has solved the equation, so we have one piece, we have double. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the best hand in the world, but when you have interaction and now we have 2 tutors and a Tainted Pact on top of the deck, I think it's a good keep. I don't think I can bottom that even though we're looking for lands. They're on goblins, so we need to get this going quick. Fortunately for us, we can Inquisition here, which should hit something. We'll hit their War Chief, try to slow them down a little bit. There's a Snoop. Alright, what are we doing here? I think we're just Grim tutoring, hoping that we hit... Are we grimming? Are we solving? We're not solving because we have Pact. The other option is we can just play this tapped. We can leave up Heartless Act, hoping, and then we can also just like Tainted Pact for a Thassa's Oracle is an option. Some of these lines are hard. They're drawing a land. Maybe we're supposed to kill the Snoop, but that slows us down a turn. They have 1 card in their graveyard. If we kill the Snoop, all they can do is play Goblin Matron. I'm going to do it. I'm not sure it's right. I like just slowing them down because now I get to just go tutor and hope that I draw a land in the next 2 and I win. So that's our plan. They have a Skirk Prospector, so now they are able to play the Muxus. We may have to okay, so they didn't play the Prospector. I think we have to take Muxus because there's a chance that we just get freaking wrecked. And by taking Muxus, we make sure we don't. I'm not ecstatic about how we've had to play this, but I think we're on the right page now, or like moving in the right direction, because we've made it where now most of their cards don't matter, and that's a pretty big deal for goblins. If we can just hold them to 1/1s on the board, we're in good shape. If they get to do more than that, we're in a lot of trouble. So we need a land. We didn't hit the land. Do we Grim Tutor here? Do we hold up Drown in the Lock? I don't think it's hold up Drown in the Lock. I think we just tutor. We grab a Thassa's Oracle. Yep, I think we tutor here and hope for land. That's exactly what I'm thinking. We grab Thassa's. And now untap land off the top is a win. They get another chance at finding a Muxus or like a pumped spell here. It has to be Muxus, I think. So if we find the land, we're in really good shape. We do. Alright, never didn't have it. Here comes Thassa's Oracle. Trigger on the stack. Tainted Pact. Ripping the swamp to get the victory. Much better than the Evolving Wilds that was coming. Good game. I doubt our Goblin's opponent thinks it was a very good game. That is the one part I don't like about this deck, is it makes it where our opponent basically plays Magic with themselves. Grixis Pact plays less tap lands. That would make sense. Yeah, that's worth considering. We play a decent amount here. I think you kind of have to, just because you can't play any lands that have the same name. But Temple of Deceit and Ice Tunnel are... We have a Zagath Triome and like a Dismal Backwater. I think we hit half of them already, so the odds we hit a tapped land were getting pretty low. Yeah, Ice Tunnel is really nice because it counts as both an island and a swamp. And then it also just, I mean, it taps for both colors on top of making like castles and drowned catacombs come into play untapped. It's solid. We don't have fetch lands in this format, or it would be even playable there because you'd be able to go get it. But that's 3-1, I believe. Not bad. We get our 200 gems and our 40 gems reward. That racking up them gems. We're also 100 gold away from another Premier Strixhaven draft. I'm really glad I finally did some research on that. So I'm dumber than a box of rocks sometimes. I was playing quick drafts every time I had 5,000 gold. There's like 0 return on those. You just always lose something. And so once I finally found out that like Premier Draft you could go 4-3 and only lose 100 gems, it's just significantly better. This is a 4-lander with a Remorse and a Languish plus a Soul Guide. These 3 cards interact with what a lot of people are doing so well that I'm going to try it. It's maybe a mulligan, but I mean, they go Aether Hub here. We top deck Tainted Pact. We are now 1 card from the combo. This is either, yeah, so this is like mono brown. We'll Remorse here to find out what they're doing. They're going to play a Karn next turn. Do we care about Karn, or do we want to take away their Forsaken? I'm going to take their Monument, because that card is the card that beats us. I think Karn is good value. Yeah, it's the Forsaken Monument there, I agree. Yeah, they're playing Tron, basically. And so Monument is going to beat us. They can have another Guardian or a Hedron. I'll let them have another Guardian because I don't want them to get to Ugin as easily, and the other card there was going to make it a little bit easier. We'll Temple. We don't need that. And then I think I just Soul Guard. Yeah, the Tron deck is pretty solid. We're just hoping to draw a Thassa's Oracle or a way to go get a Thassa's Oracle. Life gain doesn't matter here for them. I mean, maybe they think it does. They're going to go get... What did I not let them have? I didn't let them have a Hedron Archive, so they just went and got it anyway. Yeah, there wasn't much we could do there. So they're going to get to play an Ugin, I think, which means the clock is starting to get faster on us, but it's not over yet by any means. So we have the option to... Psycho-Fetid Pools we're definitely going to do. I don't think we're casting a Tainted Pact here, so are we just playing a tap land? Dismal Water, Cycle Pools, yeah. Let's go ahead and do it now, because we could hit a Thoughtseize. We did not. I guess we should have cycled Pools. We would have seen Augur of Bolas, but then we would have just put a Thassa's Oracle on the bottom of our deck, so... I don't feel that bad about it. You cannot have another Ugin. You already have 9 mana, so like you have an Ugin no matter what. I really don't want you to get that other one. You're gonna get it anyway, so yikes. We have a Radiant Fountain. Well, we Broless here. Take a Thoughtseize, I guess. Yeah, let's see what their other cards are. They have an Extinction Event. Doesn't matter to us at all. I'm going to just put Overgrown Tomb into play tapped. Yes. We have 6 mana now, so a second Tainted Pact gets us there, and that's about it. Hilariously, though, Ugin's ultimate, they gain 7 life, put 7 things into play. It's not even, like, the end of the world for us. Kind of funny.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Wishclaw would be a really good top deck. You are correct. The only problem with Wishclaw is we have to use it because they can Ugin destroy it. They're going to get in for 2. Sure. I mean, Blood Chief's Thirst. I mean, I guess we're killing Ugin? Yeah, we're killing Ugin to make it where they have to work a little harder here. Ugin down. We'll just play a Radiant Fountain to gain 2 life and pass the turn. So I don't think there's anything we can Tainted Pact for at instant speed that makes sense. If they Thoughtseize me, I will Tainted Pact, I guess. Or if they Duress me. We could have Languished. I think I like getting rid of Ugin better. Well, that card hilariously is good, but we can still win through it. Weird, but we can still win through this. We have to top deck exactly Thassa's Oracle now. They have 2 5/5s. We easy chump. Cling. Cling technically still gives us a chance as well. So we will cling away Ugin. Hope to top deck Oracle. We do not top deck Oracle. We can languish for nothing. GG's. So we saw 18 cards and didn't find a Tutor or a Thassa's Oracle. It happens. Once they got Ulamog online there with another Ugin they were going to be able to go get too, we were pretty down and out. That seems like a matchup where if you like luck sack into the combo early, they can't interact with it, but if you let the game go long at all, they're going to crush you. There's a lot of matchups like that with this deck. We go first. We have Shimmer of Possibility, Opt, Thought Erasure. Yeah, this is just a hand that has a lot of versatility. And our opponent's on a Luris deck. They think we're on like red-black Pyromancer right now, probably. We are not. We're very much not on the Pyromancy. I kind of like having this here. I think people keep hands that have like creature removal and stuff in them because you're playing Luris. That's the part I like about this Dimir list. If we go to Grixis, we're probably playing like Bone Crusher Giant and some things that we won't get that anymore. But then we have no companions, so there's just like hidden information with that too. Bloodfell Caves makes me think we might be in a mirror match. I want to find out. I'm like, no, we're not. They are actually just... I mean, I'm going to take Dreadhorde Arcanist because that's the one that if they find some stuff does some things. We don't need a censor. We can languish the Pyro and everything, so that's why I'm happy just getting rid of the Arcanist. The Arcanist, if they find like a Thoughtseize soon, could really do some work because I don't have another removal spell until Languish. Yeah, they're playing double Bloodfell Caves. It makes me think they're almost on like a budget version. They found the Thoughtseize. Fortunately, we got rid of the creature. I want to go this into this. We will grab Fae of Wishes because that is a way to go get one of our pieces. Alright, we're looking for Tainted Pact / Thassa's Oracle. We're looking for Thassa's Oracle because this can't go get Thassa's Oracle. They played another land that comes into play tapped instead of a swamp. I'm a little confused since this would have come into play untapped next turn. Opponent doesn't seem to be super on the wanting to win the game plan. There's the Dreadhorde. Unfortunately, we have to kill that, so I think we're going to be priced into Languishing. Brainstorm just digs us deeper, so I'm fine with keeping that. We'll play this as a blue land, and now we can't Languish. Wow, at least we can Brainstorm and protect our... Yeah, I was going to say their lands are really bad, and then I just made the mistake of not Languishing their Dreadhorde Arcanist out of the way, so we're going to have to try to hide... Probably we're hiding Languish and Fae here. Yeah, we're definitely hiding Languish and Fae. And then, I guess technically now I get to eat like more of their board by punting, but I would have liked to have just cleaned these two up. I will make them show me that they're going to Thoughtseize me here. They are going to Thoughtseize me. They are casting Thoughtseize. I would like to Brainstorm, please. Alright, we will hide Languish Fae. Languish on top. So we could have killed this if I would have done that earlier. They're probably going to take my Cry and then Cry when I play Languish. Yeah. I'm not going to waste a Tyrant Scorn because we're just going to clean up the whole board with Languish. They attack for 2 there. Are they passing back? Yes. We're going to remember that we need to play this, wipe the board. We have a Tyrant Scorn for Luris here too, which is pretty nice. Hopefully we'll get to use it in that fashion if we have to use it at all. They milled over Fatal Push Mountain Village Rites. Them top decking a Fatal Push would have been better for us. Card not good against us. Literally does almost nothing. Blood Crypt into play. What's the extra card in hand? Is it Agadium's Awakening, where you get back a couple creatures here? Maybe. That's about the only thing that makes sense to me. Claim. They get to claim fame. I don't think they have another... They do not have another Thoughtseize. That is good. We are happy they do not have another Thoughtseize. We will not be killing this until we have to. We would rather kill Luris. Are they going to Village Rights away their own Dreadhorde Arcanist just to draw 2 cards? No, they're going to target Fatal Push and not use it. That's fine. It doesn't seem like crazy good to me. But, you know. What do we have in our sideboard, too? That's the other thing I need to know. So I have Tainted, I have Necromentia, I have Duress. Because we can go get something from our sideboard here. Yeah, let's go get something from the board. Probably not sure what I'm getting. I mean, we could grab just Tainted Pact here. We could grab... Yeah, I think it's just Pact. Hope that we get there. We get to Tyrant scorn this Dreadhorde Arcanist if we want to. But I kind of want to sit on it because I don't want them to just like go attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist, we kill it, land, grab Luris, play Luris. Yeah, so I guess we should Tainted Pact and we should use it here if we don't have to go after the Dreadhorde to go get one of the other pieces because we can't combo with this Tainted Pact. We have to find another one first. That makes sense. I'm still getting used to the sideboard Tainted Pacts. We do have a Jace out there in Exile Land that if we end up drawing all of our packs before we feel like we can do anything else. Alright, so a Pyromancer here doesn't really bother me. Yeah, we're just going to let Dreadhorde come in. Learn that the hard way? Yeah. I feel like I was going to learn that the hard way if you hadn't mentioned it. Pretty important information to have. Thank you. Saving us a little bit. So they're going to Village Rights. I'm just going to let them do it. So they're trying to build their board out with young Pyromancer tokens, I guess. That's like fine. If they hit a disruption spell here, we hope it's Duress and we can Tainted Pact into a Thassa's Oracle and then draw a Tainted Pact. That would be really cool. Yeah, he should have famed his Pyro and hit me. Yeah. Yeah, he missed the hitting the young Pyro there, and now they're just going to put Luris in hand. We'll go ahead and Pact. So do we want to take the first copy of something we find? I don't think so, right? We want to take the second one. So do we take this Thassa's Oracle, or do we let it go? Because if we hit the second one, we're fine with it. Right now? Alright, we'll take... Yeah, I guess then, like, if they Thoughtseize it, we're screwed. That makes sense. So what else is in our sideboard? Do we have anything that... I don't really have anything that does anything, because I thought about Fae of Wishing and Granting. Fae of Wishes right now just makes them a token. Do we just Luris here? Like, Luris isn't very good here either. Or do we just kill the young Pyromancer? No, they have Luris. We're just going to kill their Luris. So I'm going to just pass? Or do I play Fae? No, Fae just gives them a token. Oh yeah, we could. I guess we could have put Fey out as a blocker. They had the Fatal Push though, that it was literally just going to give them a power, and I maybe want to be able to use this thing's ability eventually. That was the reason I wasn't crazy excited about getting Luris. Or putting this down. Fatal Push up made it. Without this information, I probably would have played this, but the way our opponent's playing, we maybe could have got away with it. We're hoping they just Luris here and like play the wrong spell after it, so they're gonna Kroxa. That's fine. I will discard this Aghadim's Awakening because that's the card we don't need. Now if they Luris, do they have it? They're gonna bring back Kroxa here. Is that what we're doing? I mean, that's probably right, because now we can't kill it. So we're stuck. Do we have anything in the board? Do we have a regrowth? I could regrowth Tainted Pact, but do I have enough mana? No. We don't have enough mana. I'm going to take this damage. We have an Oracle there, but we can't get it with Fae of Wishes. That was what I was trying to figure out, is if I had something I could get with Fae of Wishes. So they have to decide what they're doing. I'm guessing they're just Lurising here. So they wanted us to Tyrant Scorn their Young Pyromancer so they could make us discard Thassa's Oracle. That plays solid. I mean, all the information is face up for them right now, so they can kind of do whatever they want. We'll just be discarding Tyrant Scorn here, hoping that we can find... I'm going to just, do this. We have to go get a black? Yeah, we'll take a Snow Cover. Discarding Tyrant Scorn. Drawing a land. 8 mana means what? That we're dead? I think it means we're dead. Feels like we're dead. Yeah, dead seems like where we're at. Because we can't activate this ability. So we can play a 1/4, a 1/3, or a Luris. Yup. So even with their crappy mana base, they kicked our ass. Yeah. That does seem like a really bad matchup, like you were saying. We also struggled again there with like just spinning our wheels but not finding any of our pieces. Shoot. That wasn't our best play. Or our best showing, I guess, is what you would say there. I'm still enjoying this deck, though. It's kind of ridiculous, but I find it fun. Is this keepable? I don't really know. So we're going first. We can play, like, an Augur of Bolas. If we're against elves, this hand's amazing. If we're not, I don't know. Yeah, alright. I'm kind of willing to keep everything, and we'll get information. I don't want to be results-oriented, but I feel like with a combo deck like this, most of what you're worried about is playing against yourself. You have to obviously not die, but a lot of what the constraints are is, did you get to your combo fast enough? So like with Storm, you can just kind of like sit there and Goldfish. We're going to take the Supreme Will, I think. Opt would have been fine, too. I don't think we need the Drown when we have Tyrant Scorn and Cry. Now we have an interesting spot. They're only at 3 mana. It means they can't play Nissa this turn. I'm going to put this into play to get it down. Then we get to start playing a little more defensively if we need to. Nissa's Triumph. They go get some land cards. Okay. Deal. You found some forests. That I'm not really upset about. You got another forest. Cool. Yeah, this to me is 100%. We'll just attack. Do we Wish Claw here? I think we maybe do. We still get to leave up Supreme Will. No? Okay. Yeah, we have 5 mana next turn, so we don't need to. That's a valid point. Forgot I had Fabled Passage. I might have considered it without the Fabled Passage. They're on 5 mana. They know we have Supreme Will. That card's fine. We'll just kill it if we think it's a problem, but it's not a problem right now. Honor Troll? Yeah, we don't care. I would like to look at the top 6. Grab a Fatal Push, I guess. Can't really use that very well. So, what are our options here? Just leave up Supreme Will again. Yeah, leave up Supreme Will Tyrant. I think that's it. We're not really taking any damage, so that part's nice. We have this, we have this, we have this. They're finaleing for X equals 2. I can't counter it, so it just happens, right? Is this an elf? No, it's a troll druid. They got an Arbor Grazer? Arboreal Grazer? Wayward Swordtooth. Don't think I care. I can kill it if I do. We will block. I think we're digging here. We find Omen of the Sea, which lets us dig further. We find Inquisition, Aghadir's Awakening. No, those aren't the cards we're looking for. We're just looking for one piece of our combo here. Alright, what can we do? We can Tyrant Scorn away their Wayward Swordtooth. We don't really need to get frisky here. Cling? Oh yeah, we should cling just in case we hit something. Absolutely. Let's get rid of Finale. We hit land. Alright, we will just play this as a blue land then. Now I think I just pass it back and we're like Tyrant Scorning something. Maybe we're letting this kill this and then we're Fatal Pushing and that kind of stuff. Cry only kills one creature here. Doesn't seem very good. Sack the Omen. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah, we should do that. So we're maybe like playing Tyrant Scorn plus sacking Omen. God Eternal Ronus. Now I'm pretty sure we gotta kill the 5/5. Yeah, we're gonna take that out. I'll let this resolve. I want to see how much damaging I'm taking. Okay, so they just have a 4/3. That's fine. We block. And we scrap. Bottom. We draw Ice Tunnel. That's not what we wanted. Let's cast another Cling on an Explore, just trying to find something. I don't really know what we're looking for exactly here, but Castle Vantress plays. Kill the 2/3. Yeah, we could have, couldn't we have? Alright, if we die because there's a 2-3 in play, we know why. Vorinclex. That just kills us, doesn't it? 11, 12, 13, 14. No, not yet. Alright. I get one more draw. Fatal Push doesn't matter. We're at 3. One more draw. Well, would you look at that? It's a Tainted Pact. I would like this Thassa's Oracle. Blue, blue. Oh man, that Wishclaw Talisman just sitting there forever and then winning the game because we finally hit one of our pieces feels really good. That's got to be frustrating for our opponent though, right? Like, they did everything they could with their deck. It makes it where, like, mono green stompy like that to me feels less playable because there's just so many combo decks in the format right now. Like, how do you beat Mizzix's Mastery with mono green? I guess you have to go faster, and they seem like mono green mid-range. I think, like, Elves. Elves is good against this. If you can go fast enough, I can't deal with it. I have to have 4 mana on a turn, and sometimes I'm dead before I get to turn 4. Mono green mid-range just doesn't seem good to me in this format, but it maybe was before Strixhaven came in. Well, it was definitely better, I imagine. This seems like a keep again. Debating whether we're playing this tapped or just getting the Soul Guide Lantern down. Probably just getting the Soul Guide Lantern down. We need our mana more than we need our life. We still need our life too, but we gotta play as many cards as we can. Opponent can't decide what card they want to put back. We'll patiently wait. Ah, they had to put 2 back. Alright. They're on 5, we're on 7. They go Temple Garden Llanowar Elves. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Soul Guide Lantern down here. I just feel like we're gonna be trying to draw as many cards as possible. Best turn 1 play, oh yeah. I will play a card that didn't do anything. Your go. Alright, so this is kind of scary. What card am I valuing the most here? So Search gives me about as much value as Mazemind Tome. But Tome will gain us life as we start getting it going. We also could Mind Stone and then sack this. That might actually be the play because we don't have another land to play. I'm going to do this just because we're short on lands. I could be wrong, but I get to draw a card out of it, which is effectively close to scrying. I get the card either way. If this is a collected company, it's a Great Hinge. That's pretty good. They just gain the life, yeah. I will add a mana and draw a card. I need lands. Okay, well there's our Tainted Pact, so we're like that much closer. We find a land. So I think here, yeah, we just go Tome. Actually, we get to pay 2 life. It tapped our blue land. Son of a bitch, it tapped our blue land. I hate the auto tapper so much. We could have played Search or Shimmer there, but it tapped our blue land. Alright, we know if we die with 1 spell worth left to go, it is because the auto tapper sucks. We are also probably just out aggroed here pretty hard. Wow, Elite Spellbinder off the top. We find second Tainted Pact. We will actually keep that. I wish we had a second blue land, because then we would be in really good shape. But I think we're just DOB. Or real damn close to it. We're really, really close to dead on board. Drown can't kill anything. We can't shimmer our way into a removal spell. Yeah, I think this may have cost us the game. But let's say we had a second Tainted Pact in hand instead of this shimmer. So let's scry and see what we would have drawn. So like Blood Chief's Thirst wouldn't have won it for us. Let's shimmer and see if we got any deeper. It looks like we were just dead. Yeah. GG's. So this is the green deck that I would play in Historic right now. I think that deck is significantly better than that mid-range crap we played the game before. Didn't look like, though, that the auto-tapper actually cost us the game there. Would have still been a better play. So, gotta keep an eye on that. I trust the auto-tapper way too often. Yeah, the Coco Life Gain Angels is fine as well. Fine to, like, good. I don't think green mid-range is where you want to be. You want to be able to close the game faster if you're not playing counter spells or card discard. Hand disruption. Too many combos to just play a 3-3 for 3 and a 5-5 for 5 type of Magic. We will play our blue land. I think I want to just use our Omen here. I get to leave up Heartless Act as well if I think I need to use it. Yeah, actually we will just kill that. That's gonna cause us problems, and our Heartless Act can't kill it next turn, so that seems like the right play. Although we could have Blood Chief's Thirsted it, so maybe I'm supposed to Omen there if I pay attention better. We'll pass with an Omen again. My bad. I think we're supposed to let that hit us for 1, cast Omen, and then just Blood Chief's Thirst it, and then Agonizing Remorse them. Oh well. We got the Blood Chief's Thirst for the next one they play. They discard 2 Is It Phoenixes. Well, shit. That wasn't what I wanted to see. Alright, I guess we're getting hit for 6 here. Well, Omen. They are playing on fast mode here. Cry seems like a card we should keep. What do you guys think? Does exiling their Phoenixes seem good? Yeah, they're gonna go from being super happy to being super sad in a very short period of time. Let's play the tap land and pass the turn. Nah, we don't want to keep that. All right, we'll let them have their Phoenixes back. Crackles. The Crackles is pretty good here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with the clear their board plan. We're not advancing our game plan, but we're still drawing cards, digging towards that last piece of our combo, hoping that they just kind of spin their wheels for a little while. Yeah, they put Double Shock in the bin. They get a Stormwing. That's pretty good too. So they're starting to put a clock on the board. We need to find the other piece of our combo, and then we're golden. But, alright. So here we're going to go blue. We're going to cast a Mastermind's Acquisition. I'm going to search my library for it, because then I only have to cast one copy of each. And I'm going to grab Thassa's Oracle, because we have more cards that can go find Tainted Pact than can go find Thassa's Oracle. That's my plan. They don't have hand disruption, so our hope is that between this Maze Mind Tome, this Omen of the Sea, we can dig deep enough. They're going to discard a card, draw a card. Are they discarding a Phoenix? We hope no. They're discarding a Lightning Axe. That seems like the right call. Not a card that's real good against us. Another planning means we're taking 8 here. And whoa, that screen just flickered. Hopefully you guys aren't losing that. I don't think you shouldn't be. It should just be my monitor flickering. My HDMI cable sometimes isn't very well cooperating. I need to get a better I need to get a better second monitor. Right now I'm running a television as a second monitor, which is just not ideal. Alright, so we're going to tap this and this, draw another card. We find yet another land. So, can we Agonizing Remorse? That's the question. We have to take Faithless Looting. Alright, so we're just going to cast it because I think we're dead. They have an Arclight Phoenix. So we're going to take their Faithless Looting and let them kill us anyway. Yeah, that didn't go our way. We weren't getting there, it doesn't look like anyway, so... Oh well. Good game. We take 9 while we're at 7. They drew a shock off the top, so nothing mattered. Okay. That's a game where Phoenix was able to find a threat, kill us. If they had not found that Stormwing entity as quickly as they did, I think we had a chance. We were able to kind of just keep them at bay, keep killing their stuff, but the free 6 damage they got in with their 2 Phoenixes attacking, even though we got to remove them, is also really big there. Shoot. That one got away from us. I thought I was in a good spot right up until that Stormwing entity resolved. Yeah, we're just like spinning our wheels here looking for cards while also getting to keep a board wipe. That's kind of the things we want to do here. So they're going to go Blood Crypt. That's kind of terrifying. I don't think we need a Drown. We'll go with another blue land. I'm going to get my Maze Mind Tome down, start scrying with that action. Joy Disruption isn't needed. We're in full dig for the combo mode against a red-black deck. They have a Duress. They'll probably take my Shimmer. Yeah, I was going to say they should take my Shimmer. Let's just put this down as a black. And pass the turn, we'll draw a card with Maze Mind Tome on instep. Okay, so they don't seem like they're red-black Pyros. We're going to play this land because they know about it, and we'll just draw another card on their end step. We couldn't activate Castle, or we might have... Alright, so we're on Bigger black-red. Chandra is a problem. That has greatly increased the clock. So...
Today's my lucky day.
I think we just draw with this still because we're not winning on this turn. With that in mind, we'll gain a life. We'll draw. Gain some more life. Find our Grim Tutor. Alright, so we are 1 card away from getting there. Yeah, we can't cast cards in libraries, but we can still search libraries. That's a Thassa's Oracle. So we're gonna Grim Tutor for Tainted Pact. We will leave up Tyrant Scorn, but as long as they don't draw a discard spell here, we got there. Not Thoughtseize, thank you. Okay, we'll take the damage. They are passing the turn. We are in the clear. We have double Tainted Pact too, just in case we weren't sure. There we go. Good game. Yup, you killed my Thassa's Oracle. Doesn't matter. Play the second one for lulz? We totally could have. Be like, still got all this? I think we'll just let this one get all the way to the end of the deck. But yeah, we definitely could have played second Tainted Pact to just be like, look what I found. If the number of cards in my deck is equal to my devotion to blue, I win the game. 0 has to be equal to 0. Opponent was reading Thassa's Oracle's triggered ability there, the ETB. They apparently still haven't figured out how it works, or they just like watching me click decline. Either one's fine. I mean, they have the right to not concede. So, we'll take the win. Got there against one of my favorite cards in Magic, Chandra Torch of Defiance, but was a little close there. The top decks help. We get a Shadow Stinger. Sure. Giga Ixen, or I don't know, I can't pronounce that crap. We got double Thassa's Oracle, Thought Erasure, Aghanim's Awakening. We go first. What the heck? We just are looking for any way to find a Tainted Pact, and we're golden. I like that. So we'll go with that. Gain our life past the turn. Swamp 2/2. That could actually be a problem. We're gonna find out what else they're working with. Spawn of Mayhem is the scariest card in this hand. Mind Stone does not make us any closer to winning. Sure, we take 2. You're gonna go land plus 1 of your 2 drops. Not a problem. I mean, it's not a not problem, but it is what it is. Alright, we will play this tapped. We've got an eliminate. I assume we're eliminating the Skyclave Shade, although the Diregraph Ghoul might actually save us damage in the long term. Let's think about that. They get this back pretty easily. No, I'm just going to go ahead and get... I need every life point I can get, and if they get that back, they don't get to play Scrap Heap Scrounger, so it's basically the same either way. We could really stop drawing lands at any point. I will play a Lurrus here. Hilariously, I probably could play one of my Thassas down, too, because they've got a Heartless Act where Lurrus is just going to die, so I guess at least it makes them use a card in their hand? Not sure that that really is that helpful. Yikes, am I just DOB if I don't play a Thassa now? We are, right? This is 11. It's 11. But we have 2 Thassas in hand, so I think we need to just play it to scry. We'll put this one on top, I guess, because it kills something, but I think we're dead. Drawing 7 lands in the top 12 cards of our deck. Not ideal. So we're at 4. A fatal push. What does a fatal push do? Nothing, right? GG's. Let's see. Yeah, fatal push doesn't do anything. We can like kill any of these, but we still take 6 or 5. Let's see what the next 2 cards were out of curiosity. Search for his Kanta. Yeah, that still wouldn't have got us there. Alright. Wow. A deck that didn't really have any interaction, but a bunch of 3-1s and 2-2s and 3-2s can smash your face pretty fast, and we lose. 10-6. That probably means we're getting close to our last game of the night. I want to thank everybody that's been here hanging out with me. Really appreciate the support. We're looking at Tuesday night. If you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, you can check that out. It's under jparks57 MTG Arena streamer. jparks57 on YouTube has all of our replays, as well as Twitch should have some replays up for like 14 days. I'm putting them on YouTube just in case you want to look back on any of these and, you know, laugh at my misplays. But for Tuesdays, right now we've been starting at 6 o'clock. If a little later than that works better for people, I'm for it too. I don't get off work until 4:30, so then like trying to get food in and in the mind space to do this can be a little tight. We get to take a Wall of Blossoms or a Mind Stone. I guess it's Stone because they get to these 2 cards slower. But again, appreciate the support. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, all those things if you are enjoying the content. And we really want to keep this going. Did I just play Drowned here? No, I basically know what their hand is, so I'm going to get the Overgrown Tomb in tap now. Could have left Heartless Act up, wouldn't have really hurt us, but I didn't think it was necessary. Okay, so now we go Mind Stone Pass. They can play a Questing Beast, but we get to kill it. They can play a Wall of Blossoms, and I don't care. They play Wall of Blossoms, and I don't care. Alright, that's fine. What else you got? Like a tapped Overgrown Tomb? A forest into another wall? You would have thought it was something. Let's just sack this. We don't need the ramp. We need the card draw right now. We're just looking for Tainted Pact and a blue source. Sadly, we're still looking for blue source. There's blue source. We'll just put it into play tapped. Pass the turn. Preserve our life total. We maybe are getting Primal Commanded here. We'll see. Not the end of the world. Not exactly what we want to have happen either, but not the end of the world. They go Darkboard Pathway. I assume it's Primal Command. Like, go get a different creature, put my Watery Grave on top. Seems fine. Maybe we're supposed to keep the Mind Stone around for them doing this. Nah, they probably just... Well, they wouldn't necessarily pick it because we could just sack it. Yeah, they're targeting my Watery Grave. Alright, so they're going to go find a creature, and my Watery Grave is on top of my deck. Alright. Having a Scry ability here would be not that useful because we need double blue. They're commanding primally. They go find the Gargaroth. Yeah, that's a good card. Here we're just going to tap another Watery Grave and end the turn. I don't want to get hit by either one of these big bastards, so we're going to leave up. Yeah, we'll just Heartless Act here. I think the haste is a bigger problem for us long term. Ba-boom! Bay of Wishes. Give me that Tainted Pact. Alright. So we need an untapped land, and we can go Tainted Pact for Tainted Pact again. We also can just Tyrant Scorn if we have to buy time. Their black mana concerns me a little bit. Like if they have a Thoughtseize here, we're in a lot of trouble. Because this is a 6/6. But that's an untapped land. So let's Thassa's Oracle. Cast Tainted Pact. They're trying to figure out if removing Thassa's Oracle matters. The answer is no. For those of you at home, assassinating it is even worse because you give me a land. What if I was short lands and then you did that? What are you doing? I mean, you're just showing me that that's all you have, I guess, with that play. We're not playing Masterminds, we're not Thought Seizing, we're not doing that, we're not Agademing, we're not Fabled Passaging. No to Cylindy, no to that, no to Cling to Dust, no to Eliminate. We're looking for Tainted Pact. We do have to play another one because we got this one from the sideboard. So we will get there on, so we will take that one. We will cast it. And then now we get to decline the rest of the deck. There we go. Good game, opponent. Arena is roping me out, but it doesn't matter. If we actually did rope out, it'll just decline out all of the triggers. So we've got this game. Decline, resolve, GG's. Alrighty, I think that's going to be our last game of the night. We get another win with historic Dimir Tainted Pact. Yeah, it's super fun. That was great too, so I'm glad that you mentioned the whole, yeah, the auto does it for you too, which is great because the combo might not work if you didn't do that, if you had to think out too much and you don't have much rope left and then you gotta get rid of like 40 cards. But we got there again with Tainted Pact. We will be back Tuesday night. Tuesdays, part of my plan has been to play some historic and some crazy decks. We may still do a draft first and then go into some more historic. Let's see, what am I working with? I really like the Dimir Tainted Pact list. Been really happy with this. We can always mess around with 5-color shrines because it just entertains me. This Niv Mizzet deck was fine. I've been messing with that a little bit. I did have this Sultai Golos Tainted Pact list that's just not nearly as good as this Dimir one. I'll look into the Grixis list as well for Pact. We'll get that put together and we can try that. Slowly, I'll try to build my wildcard collection. We're up to 4 rares right now. I'd like to build more historic decks. Like, we'll probably put the Mizzix Mastery combo deck together. I've been drafting primarily with the idea that all of those Mystical Archive cards that we need for those type of decks, you open one in every pack that you get from Strixhaven. So, like, we opened a Mizzix Mastery today, and we opened enough packs because we 7-winned again that we got to get our 3rd Tainted Pact for our Dimir list. So we'll probably keep running quite a few drafts just because it gives us that option to get more cards for more janky historic decks. Like I said before, if you're not following this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you're enjoying the content, if you hit that follow button. If you'd give JParks57 MTG Arena streamer on Facebook a like, that would really help me out. That's where I've got a group set up as well for discussion. We'll be putting up some polls like what historic deck would you like to see? Maybe we can do like some pack one, pick one pictures, see what people think, do that kind of stuff. Anything people are interested there. And then we can also talk about stream times. Right now we're doing 3 o'clock on Sundays. That works pretty good for me. The Tuesday, Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock, I might move back depending on people's opinion and where my schedule goes. I think we tend to do better with attendance the later in the night we are. 6 o'clock, a lot of us might still just be eating and whatnot. But with that in mind, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you Tuesday.